Hello everybody, it's me Andrew Duthie yet again, and in this video I'll be reviewing the WE CT-25 Colt Junior gas blowback pistol. The Colt Junior was the latest in a long line of concealable firearms sold by Colt that were popular for civilian ownership in the early 20th century. These were named vest pocket pistols due to their ability to be concealed within the pocket of a waistcoat, being so small. However, when designing a successor to the legendary Colt Model 1908 in the 1950s, Colt found itself outpriced by numerous cheaper European models, and thus opted to instead license produce the Spanish Astra Cub, rechambered in .25 ACP, as the Colt Junior we see here today. But let's move on to the unboxing, shall we? The WE CT-25 is housed in a nice stylized fake wood cardboard box with the name of the gun emblazoned on the front in gold lettering. Open it up and you're first greeted with the instruction manual, which details the basics about the gun with a few notable typos, but frankly it's informative enough. Lift the foam padding and you are greeted with the gun itself and its single magazine, both of which are snugly packed within its foam support. Underneath the magazine, however, is the dry firing adapter, as the CT-25's design means it cannot actually discharge without a BB present in the magazine, like other airsoft guns. Which, frankly, I actually regard it as a plus because it's far more realistic. So let's start with the externals, shall we? The WE CT-25 is a full metal gas blowback airsoft gun, and is surprisingly solid for a gun with such a dainty little size. As for coloration, I went and bought the limited edition hot pink version of this gun as a gift for my girlfriend. For those of you who need to preserve your manhoods, this gun does come in both black and silver. However, it must be noted that these threaded outer barrels that you see in the images are only available for the North American version of this gun, presumably for the orange tip. However, you can get threaded outer barrels separately from KYAirsoft, which I will put down in the link below. The full metal magazine itself holds 7 rounds and sits very snugly into the grip of the CT-25. Access to the magazine is provided by a button at the very bottom of the grip, and it can sometimes get stuck in there, so do beware of that, especially on a hot day when the metal expands. Adjusting the hopper requires you to remove the entire barrel. This can actually be quite easily done by first applying the barrel slide lock, pulling the slide back, and then removing the barrel by just twisting it around 45 degrees and withdrawing the whole thing. Then you can go and use a flathead Phillips screwdriver to adjust the hop up itself. That being said, this gun fires at a maximum of 220 FPS. You're not going to get much range with it anyway, so it's not really that useful. And now time for the Chrono. As usual, I'll be using WE 0.25 gram BBs, and the gas gun will be powered by Airsoft Surgeon Green Gas, also known as propane. So, let's get to it, shall we? Alright, first shot. 215. Out. 206. 207. 206. 203, 208, and I believe that's about it. Yes, it is. Overall, pretty consistent, apart from the first shot, which was about 10 FPS higher. But yeah, that's pretty solid and pretty consistent for such a small gun. Good to know. And now for the actual shooting test. I'll fire up one magazine and then on the way also tell you what I think about it. So, as usual, magazine in, rack the slide, even though it's a small slide. Now, it's also note that this gun is for small-handed people, right? You're not going to be able to fit your whole hand, just bear with it, okay? However, the trigger hole is enough for your finger, and I don't think anybody apart from those with the fattest fingers are going to have a problem with it. So anyway, let's get a move on, shall we? Trigger's surprisingly mushy for a gun this size. That being said, there is a noticeable snap in the recoil, which is actually quite good. And that's it. There you go. Firing it is actually quite a pleasant experience. You don't usually expect something of this size to be snappy, let alone even exist in general as a gas blowback pistol. So I quite like it, you know, purely for the novelty factor, even though that 7-round magazine isn't really going to get you anywhere that much. Overall, I love this little thing. Look at it. Look at it, it's so cute. And the fact I bought it in pink as well just makes the novelty factor even greater. It's definitely something that will get people talking about you, good or bad, on the field, any field you go to. Ultimately, the WE CT-25 is a fun, last resort sidearm that frankly has more novelty value than practical use in airsoft games. One thing I have noticed, however, is that the last round stop does not always work, so do be aware of any dry fires beyond the 7-round magazine limit. Unfortunately, I don't have any gameplay footage for you guys because the recent political situation in Hong Kong doesn't bode very well for airsoft games, so you're gonna have to take my word for it. Ultimately, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I've had shooting this gun. Like and subscribe if you want some more, and as always, have a nice day.